Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Excellent Economics. In this video we will discuss about Hyderabad University MA Economics Entrance Questions Paper of 2019. In our earlier videos we have already covered up to question number 38. So in this video we will start from question number 39. And before coming to the topic, if you have not subscribed yet, then please subscribe this channel and press the bell icon so that you can get instant notification of my upcoming videos. Thank you. Now coming to the questions. Question number 39. Which of the following statement is not true? T-test and F-test are parametric tests. Chi-square test is generally a non-parametric test. Small sample test can be used even for large sample, but reverse is not always true. T-test is for testing overall statistical significance, that is for testing model parameters as a whole taken together at a time. Out of these four options, the first one, T-test, F-test are parametric tests. This is a correct statement. Both T, F, Z also are parametric tests. Chi-square test is generally non-parametric. This is also correct. Chi-square is a non-parametric test. And small sample test can be used even for large sample, and the reverse is not always true. This is also a correct statement. But the last option D, T-test is for testing overall statistical significance. It is an incorrect statement. Actually, we use T-test for testing the significance of a single coefficient or single regression coefficient. But in case of overall regression coefficient, we use F-test instead of T-test. So here the incorrect statement is option D. So the correct answer is option D. T-test is for testing overall statistical significance, whereas it is F-test which is used for overall statistical significance. Then the next, interchange of any two rows or columns will alter the sign dash of the determinant, and this is a direct question from properties of determinants. And as we know, interchange of any two row or column will alter the sign but not the numerical value of the determinant, and it is given in option A. Interchange of any two rows or column, it will alter the sign but not the numerical value of the determinant. Then next, which is true for the Ricardian model of international trade? And here it is given, if a country has a comparative advantage in a good, it cannot have an absolute advantage in that good. If a country has an absolute advantage in a good, it also has a comparative advantage in that good. A country with a comparative advantage in all goods cannot gain from trade. A country can have comparative advantage in a good at the time that it has an absolute advantage in that good. And out of these four statements, option D is the correct answer, that if a country have comparative advantage in a good, then at the same time it has can also be an absolute advantage in that good. Then next, which of the following statements on linear programming problem is true? And first one, only objective function is linear and constant can be non-linear. Only constant function are linear, objective function can be non-linear. All constant function and objective function are linear. Variables are non-negative and all constant function are of mixed type. Out of these four statements, in case of linear programming problem, are both all the constraints and objective function all are linear. That's why it is called linear programming. And here it is given in option C. So here option C is the correct answer, that is all constant functions and objective function are linear. That's why it is called linear programming problem. Then the next one, the value of the definite integral of 2 minus 3x is equal to. Now we have to use the rule of definite integral here, and here 2 minus 3x, integration of 2 minus 3x, it will be 2x minus 3x square divided by 2. Integration of 2 minus 3x is 2x minus 3x square divided by 2. Now we have to put the value of x as 2 and if we put the value of x as 2, then it will be 2x becomes 4, then 4 minus 3x square divided by 2, it will be 6. So 4 minus 6, so the final answer will be 4 minus 6 equal to minus 2. So here in this problem, first we have to use the formula of definite integral, and integration of 2 is 2x, and integration of 3x is 3x square divided by 2. Now then after we have to use the value of definite integral, that here value varies from 0 to 2. So first we have to use the value of x as 2. So its answer will be 4 minus 6, it will be minus 2. Then next, the National Institution for Transforming India, that is Niti Aayog, was created on, and as we know, the Niti Aayog was created on 1st January 2015, which is given in option B. The next, according to the Composite SDG Sustainable Development Goals India Index 2018, two top performing states are given options are Punjab and Maharashtra, Kerala and Himachal Pradesh, Assam and Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, and here the correct answer is Kerala and Himachal Pradesh. Next, which category of items is currently outside the purview of GST in India? And given options are tires and tubes, office furniture and cloth items, agricultural equipments and musical instruments, petroleum product, electricity, alcohol for human consumption, none of the above. And as we know, out of this option, petroleum product, electricity, alcohol for human consumption are currently outside the purview of GST in India. So here the correct answer is option C. Then next, Pigovian tax. Pigovian tax is, and given options are tax on the real wealth of high income group households, tax on the income gains from lottery activities like Kaun Banega Crorepati, and corrective tax on any economic activity that generates negative externalities, and corrective tax on direct income to reduce income inequality. Actually, Pigovian tax is a tax which is imposed on any economic activity that creates negative externalities. So here the correct answer is option C, that is corrective tax on any economic activity that generates negative externalities. Then next, in Indian tax system, which is not true for goods and service tax GST? Given options are the Union Finance Minister is the chairperson of GST Council. This is the correct statement. It has a direct impact on the direct tax structure. This is also correct. GST system follows multiple tax rate. This is also correct statement. And the final one, it has mainly two parts: central GST and state GST. Actually, in case of the GST system followed by India, here we have three parts. One is central GST, then state GST, then integrated GST. Basically, integrated GST is applicable on goods and services when trade takes place between countries, that is called interstate transaction. In case of interstate transaction, integrated GST is applicable. So there are three components or three parts of GST: central GST, state GST, and integrated GST. So the final option D is incorrect. So here the correct answer is option D. Then next, pure public goods have the characteristics. As we know, public goods must satisfy two characteristics, that is non-rival and non-excludable, but here it is given in option A, it is non-excludability, and option B, non-rival. So here actually in this question both option A and option B are correct, but non-rejectable is not the correct answer, so we can't go with option D. So I would like to go with option A and also option B, because both are the properties of public goods. The next, what is the minimum value of the function fx? Fx equal to 4x square minus 4x plus 1. Now in order to find out the minimum value of a function, first we have to take its first derivative, then we have to set it equal to 0 so that we can get the critical value. Then at the critical value we have to find out the second order derivative. If the second order derivative is negative, then that function has a minimum. If it is positive, then the second order derivative, if it is positive, then that particular function has a minimum value. So here first we have taken the first order derivative, and first order derivative is 8x minus 4, which is equal to 0. Then value of x becomes 1 by 2, and second order derivative also becomes positive. So when second order derivative is positive, that means at that critical value the function has a minimum value. And when x equal to 1 by 2, now we have to put the value of x as 1 by 2 on the original function, so that we can get the minimum value of the function. So here the minimum value of the function, after putting the value of x equal to 1 by 2, it will be 0, and here it is given in option A. So 0 is the correct answer which is given in option A. Then next, comparison of GDP levels across various countries are most accurate when given options are prices and the values of non-market activities are the same across countries. Prices are the same across countries. Prices for non-market activities are the same across countries. The value of non-market activities is the same across countries. And here the correct answer is prices and the values of the non-market activities are the same across countries. Then the next, the Gresham's law in economics is associated with which statement? Given options are too much of high quality product and too much of low quality products are sold out. Too much of low quality products and too low of high quality products are sold out. Good money drives out bad money out of circulation. Bad money drives out good money out of circulation. As we know, this is a proper definition of Gresham's law, that is bad money drives out good money out of circulation. So here option D is the correct answer. Then next, under a flexible exchange rate system, the Indian rupee will appreciate against the Japanese yen when given options are India has a trade deficit with Japan, India's inflation rate exceeds Japan inflation rate, real interest rate in India increase relatively higher to those in Japan, Japan's money supply decreases when India's money supply increases. And here the correct answer is real interest rate in India increase relatively higher to those in Japan. Next, answer following two questions, question number 54 and 55, based on the information given in table 1. And table 1, it includes macro data for an economy, that some items are given and its values are given. Items include consumption, investment, transfer payment, government expenditure, export, imports, and it is respective values are also given. Then first question is, in table 1, the gross domestic product GDP is equal to, and from the table 1 we can calculate GDP, where GDP is equal to, as we know, GDP is consumption plus investment plus government expenditure plus export minus import. C plus I plus G plus X minus M, import. So it will be if we add consumption with investment with government expenditure, then plus export minus import, it will be 7,500. So, and it is given in option B, so option B is the correct answer. Remember, GDP, the formula for GDP calculation is C plus I plus G plus X minus M, so that it will be 7,500. Next, in table 1, the net export of the economy is equal to, and this question is about net export, and as we know, net export is equal to the difference between export and import. So here the value of export is 1100, value of import is 900, so net export is 1100 minus 900 equal to 200. So the correct answer is option C, that is 200. Here it is export minus import, net export. The next, which of the following describes the liquidity trap situation? Given options are the horizontal portion of the liquidity preference curve, the demand for money is infinitely elastic with respect to interest rate, reduction in interest rate decreases people's desire to hold cash balance. Both A and B are true. And Here, the first option, the horizontal portion of the liquidity preference curve is called liquidity trap. This is a correct statement. The demand for money is infinitely elastic with respect to interest rate. This is also correct. So option A and B both are correct so far as liquidity trap is concerned. So here the correct answer is option D, that includes both A and B. Then the next, if there is an exogenous increase in money supply, then given options are there will be more money available for speculative purposes. The price of bonds will fall as all people attempt to sell bonds. The demand for transaction balance will rise. None of the above. And if there is an exogenous increase in money supply, then there will be more money available for speculative purposes, which is given in option A. So option A is the correct answer. Then hyperinflation usually occurs when given options are firms demand higher and higher prices while selling their product, and the country's government is forced to print money to finance its spending. People start spending too much money for consumption. Fiscal deficit are maintained at a small amount. And hyperinflation usually occurs when the country's government is forced to print money to finance its spending. As money supply or money printing of money will increase, it will lead to more inflation, so it will result in hyperinflation. So correct answer is option B. The next, based on which assertion Milton Friedman challenged Keynesian economics? Given options are short run stability of demand for money, long run stability of demand for money, short run instability of demand for money, interest inelasticity of money demand. And Milton Friedman challenged Keynesian economics on the basis of long-run stability of demand for money, and it is given in option B. So option B is the correct answer. So we have completed up to question number 59, and in our subsequent video we will solve the rest questions. So if you like this video, then please share with your friends and please give your valuable comments, and thank you.